Hey y'all, it's Michelle. So I thought that today it would be fitting to come on and talk about some life changes and some things that I'm looking forward to for 2017. Not necessarily New Year's resolutions, but I have set some goals for myself and I have some things on the horizon that will require some new attention in 2017. So it's Sunday. So Sunday to me always represents a day of new beginnings more so than any other day. Every day is a new beginning, but something about Sundays just represents a fresh start. And my mom, I'm here down here at my mom's, and we've turned the corner towards spring down here well, we're in South Carolina at my parents' house, and my mom is going to do some cleaning out here on her porch. So that also just kind of represents some new beginnings, and it just got me to thinking, today is just a good day for us to discuss some things that we're looking forward to, or just what's on our mind in general. So I may include, well, I plan to include some my mom, and we'll see how that goes. Maybe my sister. I'm not sure. She doesn't know about this yet. So yeah, let's see what happens here. So, the very first major life change that is coming up for me in February is my employment situation. I mentioned way back in my very first video that I would be facing the loss of my job in February, and a major thing for me would be finding new employment in the new year. Well, God has been very good, and I am extremely blessed. Very blessed, and I do have a new position. My last day is on my current position is in February, and I start my new position with a new company, new industry, everything, the very next Monday. So I'm looking forward to that. That just represents a complete new beginning in every facet of my employment, industry, career, everything. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the challenge of learning something new. And yes, that's going to be a major change for me in 2017, and one that I'm really open and I'm really embracing. So yeah, that's the first thing that I'm looking forward to. Okay, so my mom is out here getting her patio ready for spring. What are you doing, Mom?
I'm taking out the old and bringing in the new.
He's taking out the old and bringing in the new. Oh, I didn't even realize. So she had two pretty healthy aloe vera plants and basil. No, cilantro.
I have basil and cilantro.
Oh, okay, both. But everything died. So it's time to start over.
And I could have kept them had I brought them inside.
So, Mom, are you looking forward to anything for the new season as you prepare your balcony?
Yes, I
I mean,
am.
your patio? What are you
I'm,
looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to my time out here reading and meditating and just being.
This is my mom's happy place. This is her, what is this? Sun porch. So she spends many hours out here reading, and she says meditating, and she has some wind chimes and birds. No, the bird's nest isn't up in that tree, is it?
But they on the trellis. They
The birds and lizards and things hang out on this trellis. So this
geckos.
space out here, and the geckos, she said this space out here brings her a lot of enjoyment. So she is getting it ready for the new season. Anything else you want to say right now?
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. Okay. All right, part of Sunday rituals. There's my sister. What are you doing?
I'm clipping my coupons for this week. I have the Sunday paper, which I get every week, and then I clip out the
Oops,
coupons.
sorry, guys.
I don't have my coupon book with me, but I have a notebook that I have tabs in it, and I clip my coupons and put them in there. And on Sundays, I go through, if there are any coupons that are expired, I take them out and I put the new ones that I'm clipping for the day inside. And I keep them pretty well organized. And then once I'm done with the coupons, I go through the actual sale papers, see who has items on sale that I may go and pick up using my coupons preferably. So I have a plan for my week going in as to which grocery stores I'm going to go to and what items I'm going to buy.
Okay. I think she should do a video just on couponing, though. I've been saying that for a minute now.
And I will. It's just really kind of hard to do, especially when I'm in the store, because I have to really, really concentrate to get the best deals. And I do, when I go to the stores, I do multiple transactions so that especially if there's money back on certain purchases, I'll get that money back and then apply it forward so that I can get the best savings. So when I'm in the stores, it's kind of hard for me to focus on which transactions I want to do and how I want to roll the transactions in order to get the best deal. So that's why I haven't really done one in the stores, but I'm going to find a way to do it so that I can share how I save money by being an extreme couponer.
Okay. Side note, if you've been watching my Nespresso series, so after church, I stopped at Bojangles and got a combo, which my sister and I split the Cajun filet combo. How many points was it total?
It was 13 points, and it totally was not worth it.
But this coffee, oh my goodness, it is horrible. And I've already had good coffee this morning, thank God. But yeah, so I'm just pushing this down.
What kind is it? Just the Bojangles?
Just the Bojangles. Oh. It came with the combo. Yeah, nothing special. So yeah, so that's part of her Sunday ritual. Mine is to read. Like, we're here at our parents' house after church now, but I plan to read for hours and hours and hours. Which brings me to my next goal for the year. And okay, so my next goal for the year, not a resolution again, but just something that I want to do. Now, I've mentioned a lot that I read a lot. I'm in a book club, so we read one book per month. So that's 12 books in a year. And then I like to read a book on my own in between book club meetings. So that brings me up to 24 books a year. So this year, however, I want to read 30 books. So my normal 24, and then push myself to do 6 more. Now, Mom, what did you say about that goal? Okay, so my sister has her opinion about my reading goal.
So 30 books for me will be a lot. Like, I'm not a real reader. I used to read from time to time, but I really haven't recently. I just find that I don't have time to read.
But
like,
what
I
are you
don't
doing?
like to sit for hours and hours reading. No. I'm like on my computer or watching something on TV. I like HGTV. I'm doing my coupon planning. I'm just doing other things. But reading, it just seems too committed. Mm-hmm. So I'm at any given time, I'm multitasking. So I'm like I have the TV on and I'm clipping my coupons, or have the TV on and on the computer or whatever. So I just can't focus on just doing one thing for that long of a time. So.
And that's true, but there's also audiobooks. Now, what I'm going to do, part of my reading challenge, is I do incorporate audiobooks. So when I'm walking Pixie or when I'm driving, times like that, then I'm also listening to an audiobook, and that will help to boost up my reading count. So what do you think about audiobooks?
So again, if I'm listening to an audiobook, then I can't have my TV on and my other items. So
what about when you're walking Winston?
So I don't really walk Winston that far to do that. And when I'm walking him, I typically have my headsets on and I'm listening to YouTube videos.
Okay, so that's her opinion about reading. Let's go see what Mom says. Okay, so my mom recently joined a book club. And what do you think about, or what are your reading goals, or what do you have to say about my goal or anything?
Your goal is quite unrealistic as far as I'm concerned.
So she says it's unrealistic. Thanks for the support, Mom.
It takes up too much time for me.
But I'll read at night.
Yeah, well, it's a good pastime. I love reading, but myself, I have to take a break because I can't sit down that long at a time. I'm kind of hypo.
But you do admit that when you, during the spring and summer, when you can sit out here, you do read more.
That's another story. I can watch the geckos and read at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And your book club, are you excited to be in it?
I'm excited to be in it. Some of our choices. I can't say I'm so hot on, but
So for any of you readers,
I indulge.
my mom's book club read a book by Eric Jerome Dickey. So yeah, I'll just let that sit right there. I knew when they said that was not totally appropriate for their book club, but you know, whatever. People have different reading tastes.
Not approved, but you can go too far.
Okay. Okay. So another thing that I want to do is to travel, but this year will be a little bit different. So for the last 3 years, I've been able to leave the country. So we did the Bahamas, then Spain, and we went to Barcelona, Spain, and south of France. And then the next year, well, okay, the Bahamas was 1 year, Spain and south of France. And then the third year was Belgium, Amsterdam, and France. This year, I don't see myself leaving the country unless it's to South America or Mexico. Like, yeah, I may go to Mexico. But, right? I may go to Mexico.
You could go to Argentina.
No, because it'll be dependent on her job. So I would be interested in going. Oh, yeah, last year I went with her to Mexico. She had to go, and so I went for the week. And but this year I just feel like things are a little bit different. And there are some things that I do want to do domestically. Number one is I want to see the new Smithsonian. What is that? The African American Museum of what is it? Museum of History, African American History. I don't know the exact name. It just opened late last year. So I do want to see that, and I have a trip booked in, is it March? March. The last part of March. So that will be the first thing on my list. And I have been wanting to go back to DC for a long time. And I actually may go again because this is more of an organized trip. And the type of trip that I want to do is I want to, like, I'm very slow when I go to like museums and things like that. I like to like stand there for a long time and really take things in. And I know that as part of this group, this tour, they'll be moving faster than I want to. So I think I do want to go back to DC and do like a self-paced trip through the Smithsonian's of my choosing. Which brings me actually to the next thing, and then I am going to open the floor for them to chime in. But I actually do want to do a solo trip this year. That has been on my list for a long time, and I love watching, like reading blogs of solo travelers and watching vlogs of solo travelers. And so that's just something that I would like to say that I've done, that I've taken a trip by myself and had fun and did things on my own time and at my own pace. So anyway, Mom, what do you think about that idea? I hear you singing.
Not wise.
Okay, she says it's not wise, but people do it all the time, every day, all day.
Yeah.
She said people come up missing all the time. But yeah, so it's just a matter of choosing where I'm going for this solo trip. It could just be to the beach. I'm not sure. But anyway, so the domestic trip. So DC, and then I think I'd like to, Atlanta. We want to go back to Atlanta. My dad has never seen like the King House and museum and stuff like that. So that's on our list of things to do. And then I get these travel alerts for really cheap trips. And it seems like Philadelphia is always on there for like under $100 round trip. I might like do something like that like one weekend real quick. So yeah, that travel and domestic travel this year and the solo trip. That's also on my list of things to do. Okay, so do you have any travel plans?
I have plans to travel, but no concrete plans. So I'm looking for the best deals and then decide from there. I would like to go to Portugal. So I'm going to start looking to see what type of flight deals that I can get to go there and spend some time. I think it'll be an interesting place. I've heard it's really, really nice. Lisbon is really beautiful from what I hear. And also, it will give me the opportunity to practice my Portuguese. So I'm looking forward to doing something like that. If not Portugal, if that doesn't work out for from the respect of finding a good deal, then I'll just kind of back into some place to go. I have found a good deal to Alaska, and that really wasn't on my high list of things to do. It's a place I'd like to see, but it wasn't. There's a lot of places I'd like to see before going to Alaska, but that one there's a really good deal out there for. So
You know what I just saw?
what?
Is to, when you're searching for travel deals, to do your search anonymously, like, so that, because your cookies will start showing you the same prices, but if you search anonymously, and don't clear your cookies, because cookies do come in handy, because that would be the other way to do it, but just search on I think a private search on a private tab or something like that you can do through Google. So that Google doesn't recognize you and just send you the
Keep sending
same
you the
rates.
same,
Yeah,
yeah.
especially if you've booked, because, well, yeah, no conspiracy theorists here, but all that stuff is tracked. So yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, that's what I'll do, and then I'll have some travel for work too this quarter. Oh, into Chicago.
Okay, and she also just added into Chicago, of course. Why Chicago?
Of course, I'll be going to Chicago to see my granddaughter.
Okay. And that's also on my list too, is to go back to Chicago. We can typically find reasonable flights out of here to Chicago, so I
So,
definitely.
The prices have gone up. So on Southwest, when I first started going last year, I was getting tickets for like $115 round trip from here to Midway. Now they're $300, which is really, really pricey. So I opened up the Southwest credit card, and when you open that up, you got 50,000 miles free once you spent $2,000. So I opened the card, spent $2,000, paid it off. They gave me my 50,000 miles. So that's enough miles to go back and forth to Chicago several times. And I'm hoping that when I run out of those miles, that the ticket prices will be back down. And what I'll do each time I get ready to go is I'll look to see, what the ticket prices will be if I'm paying. If it's like $100 to go, then I'll pay. But if it's in the 300 range, then I'll use my miles to go.
Okay. What?
You want to know my travel plans?
Oh, okay. My mom wants to tell her travel plans.
Okay, what are your travel plans?
My first trip would be to Washington, D.C. in March. And then I'll come back and I'll go to Detroit. I plan to go, if all goes well, to Montreal,
Montreal?
Quebec, and it's another, I don't know where else in Canada, but someplace else in Canada. It's a tour. So
Okay.
I'll be taking that hopefully.
So DC, Detroit, and Quebec.
Yes.
Okay, that's a decent year planned. And then for Christmas, this past Christmas we spent in Chicago.
This Christmas we won't spend in the cold.
Okay, it has been spoken. Okay. Okay. Yo he aprendido español por varios años. Yo practico mucho a veces. Escucho CNN en español y música en español. Tengo una amiga de idioma en la aplicación Hello Talk. Pero este año,
¿Asistí televisión también?
okay. Pero este año haré algo diferente. Voy a la escuela de español cada miércoles por 2 horas y estoy muy emocionada. So, my mom said, but what did you say? Bon voyage. So, I've been learning Spanish on my own for a while, but I'm really excited because this year I've decided to take an actual class. When I was in high school, I actually took French. So when I started learning Spanish some years ago, I did that with no background at all. So I started off just using like Rosetta Stone, and then some other apps on my phone. I have a language exchange partner in the Dominican Republic, and we practice back and forth. But anyway, this year I just wanted to take it to another level. So I took a entrance exam to see what level I would place at, and I'm starting class this week. I'll go every Wednesday for 2 hours. And I'm really excited. I was able to, when I went to Mexico last year, I definitely, I got a lot out of that trip. And I actually had a language instructor, I guess, set up to meet with. But while my sister was at work, I took Uber a lot. And they have, what is that called when you're always with someone in the Uber?
Uber pool.
Uber pool. And so since I was taking Uber a lot, I got to practice, like once my pool mates, I guess, found out that, well, once I told them that I was learning Spanish, everybody was so extremely nice. So between my drivers, my pool mates, and I did have what is it called? The guy that took me around? Guide. Yeah, yeah, the private guide. I got so much practice in with my Spanish that I ended up just canceling the instructor because I was just getting a lot well, I did have one class with her, but she wanted to focus too much on grammar. I mean, I know grammar is important, but you can be conversational without knowing correct grammar. And I know they're both important, but I want to be conversational first. That's just my goal. I want to be able to converse. So I was able to get around and, use my Spanish a little bit. So I'm hoping that this year, if I go back to Mexico after having the class and getting a little bit more exposure and having more practice with my language partner, that I'll do even better on my own. So that is a goal that I have for myself, to go ahead and take a class and take my Spanish to the next level.
I say, but when the camera rolls.
Well, the camera's rolling.
Hi, camera. So my goals for 2016. So 2017. I talked about definitely taking a trip. That's really important for me to do. Take a vacation, nice vacation each year. So I'm going to do that. And in addition to that, I just want to have new experiences in life, just in general, just to do different things than I've done in the past, instead of just going to work, coming home, going to the gym, whatever.
Like flying a drone?
Like flying a drone. That was just one example of an adventure, and just doing different things that I haven't done before, and just living life and enjoying life.
Mm-hmm. You said what, Mom? What's important? Speak up.
Family reunions, families,
Why are they important?
because you need the connection with your family and you need to keep that connection. You don't need to lose it. As you get older, it becomes more important to you.
So what she's speaking about is we have an annual family reunion that started with my mom's, grandparents?
Great-grandparents.
Your great-grandparents? And
Grandparents, I can't say grandparents.
so, yeah, we do that every year. And, what do you think about the family reunion?
You get together and go different places.
Okay, yeah, we did start going different places several years ago. We kind of alternate going to the country in Virginia and then going other places. So we've gone to the mountains. Where all have we gone? We've gone to the mountains in Tennessee.
Yeah, we went to Gatlinburg, which
That
was
was
really,
nice.
really nice.
Mhm.
And then we went to
We went to DC one year. That
we
was
went to
a long
DC
time ago.
1 year, and
Went to Michigan.
we had it in Michigan.
Yeah.
We had it in Columbia, South Carolina, and
Some mountains near.
Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, yeah, well,
And last year we went back to mountains in Virginia.
yeah. hmm
Yeah.
But we haven't done anything other than Mountains.
Yeah, we need to do the beach or something different.
yes. hmm Yeah. What do you think about the beach, Mom?
Maybe next year.
Okay.
They but also I'm coming down off of that medication.
Okay, I wasn't even recording. Sorry. I just wanted to show my mom's beautiful breakfast. She has a bowl of fruit and a very pretty bowl, tea, and one piece of toast with Irish butter and a huge thing of water. Very healthy breakfast. But you were saying, Sandy?
You gonna eat all that toast?
So what has been considering that you have a daughter with weight issues.
Which daughter?
So one of my earliest memories, well, not one of my earliest memories, but I recall you going to Weight Watchers when I was a little girl, and I
Weight
recall.
Watchers. For what?
I went to Weight Watchers.
For what purpose?
I really went with Miss Johnson, but I went.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Mom has never had a weight issue.
Yeah, I did then. You know, I had been on those steroids, and I was up to 160.
Whoa.
160.
I didn't know you were that big.
I was that big.
But you went to the gym. You used to go to the gym on the way to work down at that spa. What was
Yeah.
that spa?
Elaine Powers.
No, before that though.
Yeah,
On
big spot on.
down on Finkel, across from Arthur
What was it
Treacher's.
called?
Okay.
And at one time, we all three of us, weighed 125 pounds. You all remember that?
When Miss Sandy got married, we didn't get married.
Really? Okay. Well, that's kind of
A long time ago.
sad because that means that I was only like 13 or something, weighing 125 pounds. But I remember us going to Elaine Powers' gym, and when I think about the exercise equipment that we had, it's kind of a joke now.
Yeah, it was like those bands that you put around your
That
butt
just
and they
jiggle.
would just jiggle, 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 jiggle.
I knew that wasn't healthy.
That's crazy, just shaking your insides up.
So yeah, but you have a pretty healthy relationship with food, though, don't you think?
Sometimes.
Like she typically eats on saucers, like small plates. She doesn't eat large portions, so that's a pretty healthy relationship with food.
Until I got to be, I couldn't remember. I was probably 35 before I even liked food.
Oh.
So maybe it's not such a healthy relationship.
I mean, I ate, but I just didn't really care. It was just I ate to live.
Huh, interesting. I hear people say that.
But then I got to the place where I liked food.
Yeah, I like food and I enjoy the act of eating. Oh, your crickets. So I was. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
I will pay you to read 2 books. How do you feel about that?
How much are you paying?
Well, how much would you charge?
The maximum that you would pay.
Okay. And the books that I'm trying to get her to read are both by George Orwell. One is Animal Farm and one is 1984.
Isn't that the book with the talking animals?
Yes, Animal Farm has talking animals, but they are classics, and they're classics for a reason. I read them both for the first time in 8th grade, and read them again, I think in high school, and then I read them again like last year. My book club had a classics theme for the year. And those books really are must read. They're like classics for a reason, and especially considering the times now and where we are now. And Mom, you read Animal Farm and you had to admit that it was good, right? Once you got past the talking animals.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was all about too much, but I think it was a good book.
Yeah, I remember at the time you being surprised at how good it was. So back to you. And I was telling her that their books, both of them are so short. Like Animal Farm, you can literally read in one day. It's so short that you can print it out in PDF off the internet and read it.
So you read for hours and hours. So one day as in hours and hours?
Animal Farm might take, if you just sat down and read it, 3 hours max. Like you could read it this afternoon.
No, I'm not going to sit for 3 hours today and read a book.
What about
But,
your back when you're sitting reading that?
right, I know, your back, your legs, everything is just not healthy.
But you're sitting watching TV anyway. This is what I'm trying to understand. Both of them are sitting for hours anyway. But these books, seriously, like you, especially, well, yeah, I can't really put one book over the other because I love them equally, but.
Okay, I'm going to read Animal Farm. However, I'm not going to read it in one day. 'Cause
Okay.
that's a bit much. But I'm going to read it, and then I will give my
Review.
Review of it, yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that. Mom, have you read it?
Yeah,
So you can do a review also.
I don't know.
I'll read it again with you. That's just how much I love it. And now in 1984, I feel like would be really pertinent to our current
So
day
you're
situation.
pressing it. I'm gonna read Animal.
Oh, yeah, but I just wanted to stretch, kind of stretch the limits just because Animal Farm is really good. But 1984, you would read that and think, oh my gosh, this is where we're going. George Orwell was such a visionary. I really like his
Alright,
writing.
I'm gonna download it. Is it on the Kindle? Can I get it on the Kindle?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll get it on the Kindle.
So what's good in here, Sandy?
Okay, so they're back to
I
couponing,
cooked
so I'm
all
going to
the
cut
good
this off now.
coupons, but she has
Oh.
an idea first.
Oh,
You said you wanted to go to Michael's.
yes, I'm gonna make something for my cocktail table and my lamp table.
Floral arrangements or like pottery?
I don't know if I want floral. I don't know what I want, really.
So you've done both of those before. You've done floral
Yes.
arrangements and ceramics.
Yes, I have.
You have ceramics at the lake house. You could go there and take a
Yeah,
ceramic.
no, I don't wanna do that. It's sitting down too long.
Again, with the sitting too long. Okay. What were you saying? What did you say you wanted to do?
I want to go to Home Depot. Home Depot has a series called Do It Herself,
Uh-huh.
and I believe they're free classes. I need to check on that, but they have different topics that you can go and learn how to do little small home
I think
projects.
they're free.
Yeah, I think they are too. So I'm gonna look and see what they're gonna be offering, because I'd like to do one of those this year, at least one. And then another thing that I want to do is go take a cooking class at Sur La Table at the mall. They have cooking classes, and they make really exotic type dishes like Thai food or just different types of food. So I want to go there and take a class that's supposed to be.
You could probably learn how to make sushi.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
really
easy enough.
that interested.
Yeah, I bet it's harder than you think dealing with that sticky rice and the
Yeah.
seaweed.
Yeah, you have to get it cold.
Yeah.
Michelle, you've been to the Home Depot and took a class, didn't you? I remember that.
What class did I take?
I don't know, you and Keith went and took something.
Uh,
I remember.
so she's speaking about the other lifetime ago when I was married. That my ex-husband and I took a class at Home Depot. That memory has been completely wiped out. Like I seriously don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Well, I remember that.
Okay,
What
well,
did they take?
I can't remember what it was, but I know they was trying to do handiwork and stuff.
interesting.
Yeah, I do want to do
I'll take
something
your word
like
for
that.
it. I would like to. Let me turn this
You don't
around.
have to call it plumber for everything like that. You know that
Right.
time I pushed that, fixed that thing in that bathtub.
I would like to do something. I have a dresser in my bedroom that I really want to convert to a desk, and actually got started because I Googled how to do it. And there's some. It doesn't seem like it's that difficult. I just need to take the drawers out, take out it's a 6-drawer dresser, so you can visualize what I need to take out. But because I don't use the drawers. Since I got my closet redone, my dresser drawers are empty. But that's why I need a real tripod. Sorry. The thing is missing, but anyway. So I do like the piece well enough. I would probably get the mirror taken off and have a mirror mounted on the wall, and then use the dresser for a desk, just to use because I would like to get my computer, my laptop, and all my electronics out of the bed. That's not healthy, and it's just something that I would like to change this year also. Electronics in the bed. Okay, guys, we just wanted to thank you for hanging out with us this Sunday. Pray that you all have a very happy Sunday, relaxing, as we're going to do. I think my sister is going to go to the gym, and I'm going to read, of course. Not sure what Mom is going to do, but we've had fun hanging out together for a while, and hope that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in our next video.